Hey guys, so before we get started, I just want to let you know that I was inspired by a YouTuber that filmed a rainbow neon skull Halloween makeup last year, so I will have her video linked down below in the description. I'm just going to get right into it. The first thing that I'm doing is my eyes, and I'm starting off by priming them with the Balm Cosmetics Eye Primer. For eyeshadow, I'm using Anastasia's Sultry Palette. The gray in this palette is the perfect gray without being too blue or brown at all. I'm basically just adding the black eyeshadow little by little and building up the pigment throughout my crease and around my outer V area, and then of course patting it all over my lid. I'm going to try to get through this fairly quickly because I do have to pack for LA. I'm leaving at 5 a.m. to go to LA for the Anastasia Halloween party. It's currently 6:30 p.m. and I have to pack and get some other things figured out. But I did want to get this video up before the weekend because I know a lot of people are going to be wanting to do cool Halloween makeup looks for like Halloween parties on Friday and Saturday and stuff rather than on the actual day of Halloween. So I'm not going to go too into detail on the eyes. I'm just doing a really dark black smoky eye. To get started on my face, I'm quickly using NYX white pencil to sketch out some basic guidelines. Then I'm going to be going in with some gel eyeliner mixed with foundation to finalize those lines. And staying with that gel liner mixture, I'm filling in the negative space areas between the bones. I also added black underneath my jawline, and I even decided to black out my ears, which I do not recommend doing unless the paint that you're using is water activated, because I ended up going to school with black bits still in my ear because it's really difficult to scrub out. So now to get started on the actual neon part, I'm using eyeshadows from the Certifeye Tropical Wonders palette as well as Suva Beauty's Cupcakes and Monsters palette. I already did this look once, so I knew where I was going to be placing all the colors, but you really want to make sure you don't get in a predicament where you're having like orange next to blue or yellow next to purple, because obviously those won't blend together nicely. So I'm just trying to create a nice flow of the rainbow colors and add like an even amount of each color. And then for my mouth, I'm just blending the shades into the designated slot for each tooth. After I've got the shadows down, I'm going to be using Suva Beauty's Hydra liners over top. I will list all the names of the ones that I used down below in the description, but I know this video is going up right before Halloween weekend, so if you're trying to do this look and obviously you don't have time to order these products online, I will be explaining an alternative way to do it as well. So like I said, I'm just patting the Hydra liners over the corresponding colors, like over top where I laid down the shadow. Before I continue, I'm just darkening the black areas with the black eyeshadow, the same one that I used on my eyes from the Anastasia Sultry Palette. So for all of the colorful steps, it's really important to use a different brush for each color, or else you will regret it and make a big mess, trust me. So for this next part, I'm going to be mixing the Hydra liners with some of the white Hydra liner to make them a bit lighter, and then patting that lighter mixture in the middle of the colors. So basically making a neon illusion is all about light, and the color should get lighter and lighter towards the center of whatever shape or line you're creating to kind of give the illusion of the white light fading out into the color. If you don't have these Hydra liners, you can definitely just use regular face paint. If you're making do with eyeshadow, I would suggest using some type of white base and then adding the eyeshadow over top for this lighter layer. I think you can just go out to Spirit Halloween or any drugstore and find some type of white face paint or something. I think I used that technique on my rainbow neon eye makeup tutorial. I used a slightly different technique, so you can be sure to check that out as well if you are unable to follow these specific steps. But basically, like I said, I'm just layering the colors and getting lighter with each layer. You can definitely manage to only do like 3 layers. You can do like the eyeshadow and then a lighter version of the color and then white in the very center. I was pulling an all-nighter, so I was a bit delusional while I was doing this and I was not as organized as I would like, but hopefully you'll get the idea. It's a little bit difficult to discern the different shades on camera, but for the teeth, I'm just making rough triangular tooth-like shapes. I wanted to add a bit more shading detail between the teeth, so I'm adding a couple of defining lines right underneath the cheekbones, and then I'm blending some black downwards from that into the crevice between each tooth. I'm also adding black lines between the teeth, and then I'm going to be shading a little bit of black mixed with the colors in between the crevices. I don't know how else to explain them except for call them crevices, but hopefully you get the idea. For the final layer of the neon, I'm using pure white. This is Suva Beauty's Space Panda Hydra Liner. I'm just creating a thin white line through the center of all the colors. I'm also using one of the Suva liner brushes for this step. I've said it before and I will say it again. The Suva eyeliner brushes and their blending brushes are truly amazing. To finish up the look, I'm just adding eyeliner around my eyes and eyelashes. These lashes are from the brand Rouge and Rouge. Another finishing touch, I'm just adding a bit of pink shading along my hairline on my forehead just to sort of tie the look together. You'll also notice I added a thin extension line underneath my eye, as well as a little curve over the top of the front of my brow just to balance out the look a little bit better. And of course I added some white contacts because I think they complement this specific look beautifully, considering there's sort of white in the center of the neon and it kind of matches that. I will link where I got them from down below. They are Storm White from the brand Kazzue. And that's it. I hope you guys have an amazing Halloween weekend and Halloween. I would love to know what you're doing. If you're doing anything to celebrate, be sure to comment down below and let me know what you think of this look. I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video.